Hello there, my name is and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk all things trading, finances and money in general. Now in this video I would like to discuss the topic of what to do and how to act and how to behave and how to adjust your own view when you've been trading, everything was absolutely fine and then everything stopped working and you were just making as many losses as you were profits previously. I think that this is going to resonate with quite a lot of traders, and let me know down in the comments if you've experienced something like this, that you've been trading for like a month or half a year or a few weeks. Everything was amazing and then suddenly everything changed and nothing works. All you do is make minuses. So if that's the case, let me know down in the comments, because I'm pretty sure that each single trader and investor has experienced something of the sorts. And as always, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I make a new upload. Please like the video, show me a little bit of that support, because I put a lot of strength, a lot of work into these videos. All right, let's jump right into this topic. Everything in this video is coming from my personal experience. You know, I'm not one of those traders and educators who is always saying that trading is easy, you're making millions of dollars. Not at all. Trading is one of the most difficult businesses out there, and there are certain things that you must be aware of so that you will avoid all the potential pitfalls and downfalls that so many traders fall into and they just give up. So me personally, when I began with my active trading career, which was, I quit active trading for about a year ago. By the miracle of chance, I've survived 7 years in active trading. I've traded mostly futures, some stocks, active stock trading, and I tried pretty much everything there is to try in the world of active trading, which is swing trading, scalp trading, day trading, etc., all of it. So, and then I formed that view and perspective to the market, which I will discuss also in the end of this video. And throughout my career, there were many ups and downs. I had terrible losses because of the market conditions, because of my own stupidity, because of my own psychology and lack of self-control and self-esteem and many other things. As I always say, trading is one of those businesses that is gonna tell you more about yourself than you ever knew about yourself. So it's something that really opens people up, and those who think that they have a lot of patience suddenly find out that they have zero patience. So it is one of those businesses that everybody should try, in my personal opinion. And so of course, it goes up and down, and sometimes it just keeps going up and down but going down, and sometimes it goes up and down going up, and this is what we all traders want. And unfortunately, as those many educators online are promising that, you know, there is this infinite progression, you start with $500 and you make $1 million in the next 3 weeks, and they show you trades of $300,000 on just one trade and all this kind of stuff. Maybe there are people like that, but I haven't seen one. I know many traders, I know long-term investors, portfolio builders, institutional type of trading kind of thing that I'm actually going into right now myself more and more. But with active trading, there is only that very much that an individual can do. You can still do really well, but it's not like, you know, making 300K on a trade every day, all day long. It's a bit unrealistic, to say the least. Certainly, I had my own downs, which were many times I considered quitting trading, and it was just thanks to my mentor, and at the same time thanks to my desire to keep going and to make at least some kind of extra money, more money than I made, because at some point I had, you know, really nice increase in the deposit, then a drawdown of like 30%, and it hits you really hard mentally, because we're all human and we all want money, more or less. So that's why it is so psychologically difficult. And at some point, it was around 2016, and it was after we did really well with the stock portfolio of Russian AAA stocks after Crimea and the situation in Crimea. And then I was doing really well also with futures, but at some point, it was around the summertime, everything just stopped working. And I know that a lot of people are gonna say the summertime is a lot slower because a lot of institutional traders are chilling in the Hamptons and nothing is going on. But my personal experience, I never found any confirmation for that. So it was around summertime and everything stopped working, like literally everything. When I would be trading, my risk and money management would constantly be triggered, and I would be kicked out of the market by my own risk and money management rules. And that's it. I just kept losing and losing and losing money for more than a month. And then the second month, and then I was smart enough to start reducing the amount of contracts that I was trading. So some people are stupid enough and emotional enough to let their emotions get in the way, and they actually start increasing the amount of contracts that they're trading, which is, all of you beginner traders already know martingale system. So after each losing trade, you just increase the amount of traded contracts. So in this way, if subsequently one of them is going to be positive, you're going to make up for all the losses. But in reality, it works until it doesn't, and you just end up pissing away your deposit anyway. So, and what I was always advocating for as well in my learning program, by the way, all the links in the description, I was always advocating for the reverse martingale system. But again, it's not a martingale system anymore. When you're actually reducing the amount of traded contracts, when you're starting to feel it and see in your own statistics and the bloody numbers that you're producing, your performance, that everything is spiraling out of control and you're just going down like a Boeing with no engines. So, and this unfortunately was the case that I experienced, and the only way for me was at some point just to stop. So after almost like 3 months of losing, I just stopped. I was so devastated. I'm always as open as I possibly can be. It was one of the most devastating times of my entire life, because like the whole expectation of this business, everything, I was thinking I'm gonna make $100 million, I'm gonna be the next champion of active trading, etc. I'm gonna be making insane amounts of money. And it just turned out that the market took my ego, it just ripped it apart like this, like a piece of paper, and thrown it into trash. And of course, for these kinds of situations, there are always reasons. And those reasons are something that most traders overlook. They are just focused on their daily gains. You know, I must make $50 today and then tomorrow and after tomorrow. So they're so focused on the smallest picture, 1 week or 2 weeks, like 50 trades. I must make 30% increase of my deposit. And so whenever shit starts shitting the fan and something doesn't work, they just call trading gambling and then just leave it all to chance, piss away the rest of the deposit, and then they're just gone out of this business. When in reality, you have to look at things from a distance. So as I always say, trading statistics that do not contain at least like at least 200, but I would say closer to 400, 500 trades is not even enough to analyze anything, whether you are able to produce any consistent results or not. You must really have an ample amount of information to analyze and see how you're behaving in certain market conditions. And there are a shit ton of things you have to record in your statistics to make those statistics analyzable, so to speak, so that you can later on adjust your strategy and be flexible in the market. So, and this is also just deviating away a little bit from the main topic. Also, a lot of times traders do not realize that one given strategy, if it's some stupid indicator strategy or it's a more complex one, if they are gonna be zoned in just doing one thing always at all times, not caring about the changes in the market sentiment and volatility, ATR, etc. So all the things that help you calculate your expectations and form correct expectations, etc. So if you are not flexible with your strategy and you're not open-minded and you're not trying to understand how is the market behaving at any given moment, then you're gonna end up losing. Because any strategy, and if you're a beginner in trading, maybe you've experienced this yourself, you start with like zero knowledge, you do a few things and you make some money. And so many people on Instagram send me messages of my Forex book with like 10 trades and like 9 of them were positive. And I'm like, okay, so this means what exactly? Because this amount of trades means absolutely nothing. For me, I want to see like 500 trades and I want to see consistency. I want to see you understand the market correctly. I want to see your trades with about 4 time frames so we can see the whole picture. It's a big job. I mean, it's not like you have a strategy that, okay, you know, every time I see this, I do that, I'm going to be making money 24/7 for the next 20 years. I'm going to become a billionaire and retire somewhere in the Hamptons. It's not going to happen. Trading is not that easy. If it was, everybody would have been a gazillionaire by now and the money would have stopped existing altogether. So what I'm trying to say is that you must stay flexible. And any strategy really, I mean, even the simplest one like indicator strategy of MACD crossover, RSI and stochastic, something that has no chance of working long term, unless you're like super lucky. Maybe it can work for like a few months, you can make some money like across maybe like 500 trades, but sooner or later the market changes, the indicators just do not provide enough analytical power to analyze the market from different sides and offer you the flexibility that is necessary to be able to make consistent profits over a course of a few years. Making profits overall, you know, within like 3 years, 4 years, this is something that can be called sustainable. You know, even the simplest strategy, as I said, it might work for a little bit and then it stops working. So maybe you've actually experienced something like this. And number one, the reason is that you're using too simple of a strategy, which just itself has no chance of working, or you're using a complex strategy, but you are not letting your mind actually view market for what it is. You're starting to imagine things, and for example, even among my students, some of them have a good view of the market. They start trading, they're doing really well, and then they get so lazy, or their attention, their focus is gone. So when they are trading, they stop to recognize the changes in patterns of the market, so that the market is changing, the volatility is changing, we are changing from the bear market into the bull market, etc. So they give no regard for the major trends. So whenever the price is rising, they're always shorting the market, which makes no freaking sense at all. And I see this effect in my own students, and this leads me to myself losing quite a lot of money because of it. The story that I started this video with, when I was losing money for like 3 months, when I stopped it and I was looking over everything and I was trying to find a reason why that is. And the reason was very simple. I was arrogant. I thought that I'm so good, that the money's flowing, everything's chill, you know, I'm comfortable, you know, I'm young and hot and shit like that. You know, all the people who make a little bit of money think that they're the center of the universe suddenly for whatever reason. So that's when I looked at the numbers, and the numbers are all there. I mean, unless you're one of those traders who just thinks that he's a god of trading and does not record his super detailed, like at least 10 to 15 tabs of different information on each single of your trades to actually analyze later and to see, I'm fucking up this view, I did not pay attention to this, and adjust your algorithm and adjust to the market, because the statistics and proper statistics is a whole science of how to keep your statistics properly and in a clean way that helps you to actually stay flexible in the market and not be one of those idiot traders who always does the same shit and expects a return and then makes money, loses money, and usually just tumbles down the stairs because of psychology or something, and it becomes a big mess. So always remember, you have to stay flexible and see the market for what it is. That's why, I mean, my learning program is like 4 months long, and with the new addition that is coming to it, by the way, it's going to be quite an awesome one. We'll announce it soon. It's going to be a 5-month-long program, so it's like really a lot of information in it. And as for myself, and those 3 months when I was losing money, I was losing it because, as I said, I lost track of the market. And when I saw the numbers, I had to take like 3 weeks off completely, because I was considering leaving trading altogether, because I blamed only the market and not myself. And when I was able to calm down and pull my shit together, looked at the numbers, and then I started realizing that I was so zoned in, I was trading for so many hours a day that I lost track of myself, of the market, of my own trading, of the money, of everything. And I saw, and I actually recorded these things, and I did not even see them. That's how just blind I was. And that's what happens in trading. You're just working, you think you're doing everything right, but the numbers are saying the opposite, but you're looking at the numbers, but you're not seeing anything because you're just glancing at the numbers and not actually analyzing the numbers. And there's a big difference. And of course, as I said, and if you're not recording any of these numbers and statistics, forget it, just leave trading, because you're not gonna make it in trading. And so when I saw the numbers, and I was like, holy shit, because there were many things that I lost track of, but one of the major ones was that I always record the general tendency of the market. So are we in the bull market? Are we in the bear market? Where is the major trend, so to speak? And especially if you're trading super actively, and we are not talking about long-term investments here. We're talking about trading. Remember, there is a big difference between trading and investing. And maybe that's something that I should make a separate video on. Let me know down in the comments. So when I was looking at the major trend, I saw that most of the time when the major trends in the hourly chart as well, the daily chart was showing up, so we are pretty much moving up, 90% of my trades were shorts. I don't know how that happened, but it was the way it was. I was ignoring the range, I was ignoring the ATR, I was ignoring absolutely everything that was going on in the market. I was breaking some of my small rules as well. When, for example, the market was mostly going down, or it was partially side moving and floating, and in the other one, for example, in the hourly, it was going down, and I was taking super short-term trades, long ones. So I was trading pretty much against the market. That's what led to losses. Then, depending on how you use them and how you outline your own rules, most of the time it's gonna be a 3-to-1 ratio, so your profit has to be at least 3 times bigger than your average loss. So in that case, out of 4 trades, you need only 1 positive to actually break even. Again, it's not as simple as that, but just in very simple layman terms, there are many rules that apply to this. And the realistic number that any trader can expect to make in terms of his success rate maybe is around like 40 to 50%, like at the most. 50% is like God level of success rates, you know, and that's why I always say if somebody tells you that he has 80% success rate, it's most likely bullshit. So yeah, whenever you have like even 40 to 45% success rate, this is pretty much my average success rate for all of the years that I've done active trading, and that's when you're doing like really well. And if, for example, your average one is 40, and then suddenly it goes down by just 10%, which is, you know, what is 10%, but it goes down to 30 or like 28, that's it. So all it takes is to start making certain mistakes, stop paying attention to what's going on in the market, stopping to pay attention to the general tendencies and the change in volatility, etc. So when you lose track of the market, and the change of only 10-12%, but instead of making 100,000 a month, you will end up losing 50,000 a month, all depending on your trading deposit, of course. Once again, these kinds of numbers are possible with bigger trading deposits, not with like $10 or $20,000. And this is how active trading, how sensitive it is. That's why I always emphasize the importance of preparation, regardless of how fast you want to start making your money. And this is my story. And then after this loss of track of the market, I had to spend a few weeks completely off of the market to freshen up my mind and come and look at everything with clear view. And I had to go back to demo trading. And I am not afraid to admit it, that after such losses, my psychology was also quite broken, even after so many years of experience. At the time, I still had to go back to demo trading. I had to do a few stages of that. I had to revisit everything, redo my algorithm, get back into the track of the market to track it correctly. That's why I say whenever, you know, you've been off of the market for a few months, you really, when you go back into it, you still want to demo trade, even if you're an amazing fucking trader, so that you actually understand and see the market for what it is, because it always changes. With the current volatility, the liquidity, and the amount of money in the market, it always changes. So if you were not paying attention to the market for like 3 weeks and you get back into it, make sure to either start with a small amount of money or start with actually demo trading and then slowly transition into money trading, because this is gonna be saving you a lot of money and a lot of unnecessary losses. It's just smart thinking and the right approach. All right, hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, and I'll see you all in the next video.